monastery, obedience means to do a work for the community to run. The monks vow to obey, so they give up their will, to let God's will come through them.
Should be a fixed criterion for searching God's will. No, it's not like a fuzzy criterion, let's say. Should be a fixed criterion. This fixed criterion is exactly this: the spiritual father of monk, the abbot in a monastery.
Ascultarea nu înseamnă doar numai a practica o muncă aici în mănăstire, ci ascultarea este taina lui Hristos. Hristos Domnul, când ne gândim la taina Lui, când am spus taina lui Hristos, trebuie obligatoriu să ne gândim la smerenia lui Hristos, la ascultarea lui Hristos față de Tatăl și la jertfa lui Hristos. Când Mântuitorul Hristos spune, Dumnezei sunteți, suntem Dumnezei după har. Prin jertfa noastră, prin ascultarea noastră, ne îndumnezeim pe noi și devenim fii ai lui Dumnezeu după har.
The work is for God, not for the monks, not for the work itself. We don't do art for the purpose of art. We don't do prayer for the purpose of prayer.
As I worked with them, I felt like I became part of a greater process, that I was a cell integrated in a greater being. I watched as the work unfolded before us, exactly as we can watch the seasons unfold, preparing the landscape for the next one.
Suntem ucenicii Cornelie, roagă că Dumnezeu pentru noi simțită sărbătoare în toată biserica prăznuiește pomenirea ta, propovăduitorile lui Hristos, căci tu te-ai arătat la stare, tocmai cu Sfinții Ucenici, primind ca și aceia Duhul cel Preasfânt.
I'm always impressed by the paintings and icons they use to show the spiritual history of the Church and to represent the invisible world. The Orthodox don't see them as just pictures of people, but as windows into heaven.
The painter come to give something to understand the gospel. It's not the same when some talk about, but where you see also, it's something, the communication between the man and the sky and the God. It's something so deep. The saints have this role to make intermediary between me, him, and God. This is the way. Because sometimes I don't have the power to talk directly to the God. Oh, it's so hard. But I say, my Saint Nicola, I know you make many miracles. Make with me something. This is the way.
Which is your favorite icon to paint?
Oh my God. It's so difficult question because what I like, I like it, Of course, where I am in front of Virgin Mary, of Jesus Christ. I have, something so special, because I know His power, it's God, and I paint with so attention. But for every cent, I make something from me. What you see now, when I paint now, this is the Saint Peter, where he come in the home of Tabitha. She died, and he make the resurrection from Tabitha.
In the church and throughout the monastery, the pictures help to remind me that God is here. What's the most difficult part of the monastic life to fulfill?
Fighting with yourselves. This is the fighting monastic life. And this can be done with the help of God. Monastic life somehow is a fight with God, because God gives us free will. And in monastic life we cut our free will. We make obedience.
And you want to
But
give it back?
God, yes, but God loves to cut our will and to give to Him. Exactly like I give a gift to you and you give some gift improved to me, and our relation is growing up through this,
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't use this will, this gift, selfish for yourself, but you give to me, to use together. Of course, I will give to you more beautiful, and that's you give to me more beautiful, and that's growing up. The faith, the love, the hope, the knowledge of God, the understanding of God's will, and the practice of God's will. To this, we have in Romanian a sentence that said, a gift from a gift make heaven. Dar din dar se face rai. It's very, very, very beautiful when you make gifts.
One way that the monks give is to pray for the others in the community around them. The faithful who come write the names of their friends and families, both living and dead, and the monks take these prayer lists as part of their daily practice. In Orthodox monasteries, the monks are called fathers, and each of them must spend at least a year as a brother before taking lifelong vows to consider whether or not they want to commit to this life.
I was sure to become a priest from the age of 14. I want to tell you a little story. When I was in the elementary, I prayed very much God to know what shall I do in my life. I want to be very sure God, because it's very important to me. And I was at the Putna Monastery. Everybody was kneeling, and I said to God in my heart something like this. I saw a little girl from 5 or 6 years. If this little girl will turn with her face to me, not to the altar, and she will kneel in front of me, I will be sure, very sure, that I will be a priest. And I am repeating, everybody was kneeling with the face to the altar, but that little girl stand up, and she